Hello and welcome back to Down the Track action-packed day in the Test cricket arena. India versus New Zealand. India were in a spot of bother, in really deep waters, especially when they were 50 for 5. Jamieson and Sadi were running riot, and it was, it looked at one stage New Zealand were completely on top, maybe 150 target, 130 target, and they would have even be able to chase it down. But then came Iyer and Saha put on a magnificent partnership, a match-turning partnership for sure. Iyer backing up his 100 with a 50 in the second innings, and he batted magnificently well. Yes, it's not the same swing or bounce you get in foreign conditions, but these were tough conditions as well. You saw the other Indian batsmen struggling, whether it was Pujara, Rahane, Agarwal, Shubman Gill, but Iyer stepped up to the plate in a pressure situation, and he took his team out of that situation. A magnificent 50, a very good partnership with Saha. He soaked in the pressure. He played the cut shot really well. He came down the track and smashed it as well when needed. But yeah, very good innings. He didn't he didn't go into his shell completely. He made sure he rotated the strike initially, and then he found the boundaries. That's been Ayer's unique point in this series so far in this match, that even when wickets are falling around him, he doesn't go into a shell. He rotates a strike. Yes, he does block the balls. His defense is much better, but he also does rotate the strike. So there's not too many maidens while he's around. And it was a very good counter-attacking partnership. Saha again, one of his best innings after a long time. In India, he's a different batsman altogether. He plays spin really well. Of course, his keeping does help, but yeah, he played really well in terms of batting today, and yeah, especially off the back foot, those punches that he was playing, really, really effective, getting the boundaries, kept the scoreboard ticking, and took the pressure off Iyer as well to a certain extent. So a brilliant partnership there. It turned the game for India. It's in their favor now. The target of 284 is always going to be difficult on this pitch. Day 5, it's going to turn more. It's going to keep low a bit more, and we saw it's a bit slower turn, so there is still runs to be made. New Zealand can still get close to the target, but it's going to become even more difficult now. It's not a rank turner this wicket, but it's a wicket which will deteriorate as time goes on, and now it's going into the 5th day. 9 wickets left. I think New Zealand, very unlucky in terms of their 4th innings. Will Young should have reviewed that, and he did review it, but he was a few seconds late. Clearly, the ball was missing the stumps, and you saw Ashwin and everybody. It was a close call, and you saw them like saying, "Oh, um, he didn't take the review in time," and the umpire also agreed. I also saw that, and he didn't take it on time, and it's a fair decision in the end. But unlucky, if he took that decision 2 seconds earlier and actually reviewed it, he would have still been not out. And going into the next day with all wickets in hand, it gives you that confidence, 100%. Losing a wicket, even though it's just one wicket, it does hamper that confidence. It gives India a big, big boost going into day 5. And yeah, unfortunate. Now the likes of Williamson, Ross Taylor, they'll have to step up. Latham, he plays spin well. Henry Nichols is a very good 4th innings batsman. He also plays spin well. These guys will have to try to take the score as close as possible. It's going to be difficult against Ashwin, Akshar Patel, and Jadeja, who they're going to be completely at you from ball one. They've gauged the pitch now. They know that it's deteriorating. They've also understood the lines and lengths where to bowl, whether it's a new ball or old ball. They're going to be at you all day. You'll see a couple of overs here and there from Umesh Yadav and Ishan Sharma for sure. I think first up tomorrow they will bowl with the new ball. But apart from that, it's going to be the spinners bowling all day. For New Zealand, it's also about taking away with the run rate. They shouldn't just look to survive, because that's going to be impossible. They'll have to look to score runs. At the end, if they draw, they draw. That's a huge boost for them. But they can try to get close to that target. That's how the time will also go past. If you're just going to survive, it's going to look longer and longer, and they won't be able to survive. They'll get all out. But yeah, for me, the player of the day is Shreyas Iyer. Simple as that. He's been outstanding. Close second with the Saha, both brilliant partnership. Shreyas Iyer is really evolving into a really good cricketer now. He's in his prime, age 26. He still has a lot of years ahead of him. But this is the time to show maturity. He's shown that. Now he's taking to the next step in all formats and away conditions as well. But these were also not easy conditions. So a credit to him over there. And he's coming back from injury, shows his mental strength that he doesn't give up. And a credit to him. Very excited for him in that sense. For New Zealand, I felt the spinners let them down. This pitch is conducive to spin. Yes, it's slow spin, but they're bowling sometimes to center of the wicket. They should have tried to change their lines and lengths a bit. Doesn't mean they have to bowl a negative line, but try to make the batsman fetch, bowl to a particular plan, and test the batsman's patience. They should have been a bit more, testing in that kind of sense. And I don't think they were probing enough. And you're relying on Sadi and Jamieson to do all the work. They still picked up 6 wickets amongst each other, but these are not New Zealand England conditions you can just run through. You need your spinners to come and run through. And they had three spinners. None of them were as effective. Ajaz Patel picked up a wicket, but Somerville was wicketless. So is Ravindra. So very disappointing from New Zealand side of things. Their spinners let them down, and I think at 50 for 5, that's when the spinners come in, and if they picked up wickets there, India could have been all out for 100, and New Zealand are chasing 140, 150 as game on, and it's actually in New Zealand's favor. It's fine margins there, and I think they'll have to learn. It's a learning curve. They're inexperienced, and I'm sure they will learn. And it just goes to show that yes, these are turning wickets. They help spinners, but if you do, you need to have that skill, but also the mindset and the experience to bowl on these pitches. Akshar Patel and Ashwin make it look so easy that even I can come and bowl spin and get wickets. It's not like that. You need to bowl on a particular line and length. There's a particular game plan. We saw that from the Indian spinners as well. They went wicketless on day two, and then they came day three. They understood their mistakes and changed their lines and lens. They changed their game plan, changed the way they're going to bowl, and it works. So you have to come up with a game plan. Even if it's a turning wicket, you can't just expect to pick up wickets. You have to bowl with a particular plan in mind and vary it a bit and be consistent as well in that sense. So I think it's a learning curve for New Zealand. It's a tough ask. I think tomorrow, India are favorites for me right now in this game. I said yesterday 250 plus is always going to be in India's favor, and they've got 284. They have enough runs on the board. New Zealand, they will be relying on the key batsmen, and if we see outstanding innings from New Williamson, I've seen Williamson on tough conditions, even in the subcontinent, play spin really well. So if he can get a partnership going and really take the attack to India, then there's some cause for concern. But otherwise, if you let the Indian bowlers bowl at you, then it doesn't matter who you are in these conditions, it's going to be difficult to survive. I think it's let's say 80-20 in India's favor, and I'm not ruling New Zealand out yet. Draw maybe out of reach in terms of it's just 280. New Zealand play the whole day. You expect them to get the runs, but yeah, you can still draw. But I don't think they should play for survival. Look to score the runs, and that will help you in your case for a draw if you want. I don't think just surviving there will get you a draw. Key players for tomorrow from New Zealand side of things: Henry Nicholls and Williamson. From India side of things, Akshar Patel, Ashwin, and Jadeja. As simple as that. Is spin versus class middle order, experience middle order. And yeah, I think that wraps up this coverage for this day, India versus New Zealand. Let's just look at the Pakistan versus Bangladesh game. Bangladesh stayed in it with a brilliant spell. Actually, they were ahead at one point, a lead of 40-44. Thanks to Taijul Islam picking up 7 wickets, an outstanding spell of bowling. As mentioned yesterday, you have to be a bit patient in these conditions, and they were. 1 wicket brings 2, it did. It brought 3, it brought 4, it brought 5, it brought 7 for Taijul Islam. So take a bow, he bowled brilliantly, and he kept Bangladesh ahead of the game. But then, Pakistan fought back, bowled really well. Shaheen Afridi leading the pack, 3 wickets, 6 runs, 6 overs, outstanding bowling economy of 1. And right now, Bangladesh lead by 83, 5 wickets in hand. They'll try to push towards that 200 if they can somehow get there. Then it's going to be a very competitive score, I feel, on this pitch. But anything 150 under, Pakistan are in control right now. It won't be a simple chase. If you're chasing 150, 160, they might lose a few wickets here and there. There will be hiccups, but I think that they will be able to chase it down. When it comes to Bangladesh, I think they'll have to try to wag the tail. Mushfiqur Rahim is still at the crease. They'll have to bank on his experience. Can he cross the line, the 200 mark for them? Setting a score of anything 200 plus will be difficult for Pakistan. Then the game is on, and it's going to be a very good game to watch. So really looking forward to this game as well. And yeah, I think Taijul Islam player of the day for me easily. At one stage 140 for 0 yesterday, and then coming in and picking up 7 wickets and taking a lead. I honestly thought Pakistan would get 500, but he completely changed it around. It showed this is Test cricket, that you have to work hard as a batsman, as a bowler. You have to keep persisting. You can't take it lightly if you're in a strong position, which Pakistan did, and Bangladesh can't give up, which it looked like they were giving up. So a very good day of Test cricket all round in both games. Looking forward to tomorrow for me, Pakistan and India, both favorites in their respective games, and really looking forward to what's in store tomorrow, day 5 in India and day 4 in Bangladesh. Until then, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for the latest content from the cricketing world. Thank you so much.